Hello everybody. Today I've decided to do something different. I'm going to work on my cross stitch project. Let me show you what I'm working on. Maybe I'll try to pull it up over here on my my tablet. Let's see if I can get it in here on the screen. Remove this real quick. Books are magic you can share. My daughter is doing her student teaching right now. So come May, she graduates college, and then, sorry, I'm opening back up my chart. I use Pattern Keeper on my Samsung tablet. Anyway, she's going to be an English teacher, and so I'm going to surprise her with this for her room. I have about 27.83% of this done. I have till she graduates in May, so she'll get to start teaching in August, so I have till August to finish it. So I'm just taking my time. Right now I'm working on the letter C. What you're seeing is through the magnifying glass that I use to see. So, whoops, you can see how it's a little turned. Anyways, I figured this is what I would work on today, and catch you up on some stuff. Let's see. It is January 5th. Yes, January 5th. And, sorry, I need to adjust this so the light is on my little, hold on, I need to adjust some stuff. Okay, while y'all could see what I was doing, I couldn't see through my magnifying glass because my camera is in the way. So I had to move my magnifying glass, so now you can see the rim of my magnifying glass. I'm sorry. Anyways, today is January 5th, 2022. Happy New Year, everybody. I hope everyone had a fabulous Thanksgiving, a wonderful and Merry Christmas, and a happy and safe New Year. It was a very long, stressful holiday season for us. My father-in-law unfortunately passed away from cancer the Sunday before Thanksgiving. So, I think it was the Sunday before, right before Thanksgiving. So it was a very stressful, tense week. We had the funeral and all of that. After the days after Thanksgiving, I am marking off on my pattern keeper. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I need to do 8 more stitches. It was very exhausting for my husband and my mother-in-law especially. It was very hard on her. My father-in-law had fought for 4 years against this cancer. And those were 4 blessed years we had extra with him, and we are very thankful for those 4 years. And, yeah, so Thanksgiving was a little awkward and solemn, and then we had his funeral afterwards, and then it was a busy, crazy couple of weeks after that, and then we had Christmas, and, we celebrated. This is the first year my oldest daughter did not spend Christmas Eve with us. We now have to share her with his family, which is fine. We understand that. That's what happens when, you know, kids get married. We now have to share them for holidays. And our youngest daughter, myself and my husband, went to his brother's house. And we spent Christmas over there. Christmas Eve over there. And then Christmas Day we went to my brother's house and spent Christmas Day with my side of the family. Thanksgiving, we had at my house. So both sides of the family were together, and I enjoy those. I am blessed that my side and his side get along. And so, yeah. And then New Year's Eve, we went to some friend's house that we always spend New Year's Eve with. And their son was home from the Navy. And their oldest son and his wife was there. And their daughter and her husband and her baby were there. So it was a great time. Yeah. We had some good holidays. We moved our youngest daughter in with our oldest daughter because our youngest daughter is now student teaching, and it's closer for her to the school that she's student teaching at to live with our daughter than it is to live at home. It would be an almost 2.5-hour drive from home, whereas living with my daughter, it's only an hour drive. Only an hour drive. Yeah. So today is Wednesday, so she's been doing it for a couple of days now. She seems to really be enjoying it. She's student teaching 8th grade English. She wants to be a high school English teacher. That is her goal. And hold on. Let me count my stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Aha! I stopped at the perfect time. Yay! Okay. So I love Pattern Keeper, y'all. It makes cross stitching so much easier. Especially with, like, I have a Heaven and Earth design that I might finish in my lifetime. I'm working on that. That is a full coverage piece and very confetti heavy. Very confetti heavy. And so yeah. So now I know I just go all the way up to the top of this. This is 14 count Ada that I hand dyed myself to navy blue. And I'm using all the called for colors in DMC. So right now I'm using color 444. Yellow. My husband and I just got the news today. A little sad, but, you know, kind of figured it was going to happen. Our Antarctica cruise that we had scheduled for the end of this month, beginning of next month, has been canceled. It's okay. I'm fine. Who needs to see penguins? Me. That's who. I need to see penguins. But, oh well. So we've decided we're just going to shelve it till he retires in 3 years. My mind can't take any more of this, getting all excited and pumped up and doing everything I'm supposed to do to make sure I get to go and then not getting to go. So instead we're talking about instead taking Amtrak up to St. Louis because he's a train guy. He loves trains. He's never been on an Amtrak. My daughters and I have when we went to Chicago one time. So we're talking about taking Amtrak from Texas to St. Louis and going and watching some St. Louis Blues games and exploring around St. Louis for a couple of days and then coming home. And then we got to figure out what to do with the rest of his 2-week vacation because we were supposed to be on a cruise for 2 weeks. So, yeah. It's fine. I'm okay. It's all good. Okay, so what I'm doing now is I'm doing what I've been taught is a pin stitch. And then I carry my thread up like this. This way I don't have to flip my stand over and back and forth a lot. And then I'll just get me another piece of thread and thread it and continue on. And I will cover this for like 3 stitches, cut it off, and then keep covering it. So, today it is like 80-something degrees outside. Y'all, it's warm. January 5th. We had 2 days of cold. Christmas, we were walking around in shorts and t-shirts. It's insane here in Texas. It just really is. It's just insanity. Yeah. It shouldn't be this warm in January, but I'm not gonna I'm not going to complain too much because when it was cold, the wind was blowing unnecessarily, and it just made the cold bite through you more. So, yeah. So I figured I would start updating my stitching with this piece. I've put away my Heaven and Earth designs because I need to concentrate on this and get this done. I am now going to do a loop start. So I doubled my thread over, created a little loop, and now I'll go back in the same hole. Y'all, I am not a professional cross stitcher. I just picked this stuff up in 2021. I've watched a lot of videos. Stitcherista is the main one of the two cross stitchers I watch. I watch Stitcherista and Rachel Ray. Yeah, I've learned tips from both. So that's who I get my cross stitching from. And of course, I subscribe to some different Facebook pages for cross stitching and get some tips from there. Anywho, pull that tight. Let's see. My mother is, it was dicey there for a while, y'all. I thought she was going to move back into her house. I don't know if I talked about it or not. I don't know how long it's been since I've been here. I'm going to move my needle minder over a little closer so that I can secure my needle. I'm going to cut this thread as close as possible. Cut. And then I will cover it. Put that away. She moved into a seniors only apartment complex. It's for 55 and older, and she was very happy until the first cold snap in Texas. And she realized she didn't have heat in her apartment. And she battled that for a while, and then she finally threatened to either sue them or they need to move, because it was just like her and a handful of other apartments that didn't have heat. So they moved her. We moved her. They helped with like get her bed moved one night so she wouldn't have to spend the night in that cold apartment anymore. And then we moved the rest of her stuff. Anyway, she's loving it. She's happy. Her and like her neighbor across the hall from her now get along great. They had a little ladies powwow thing where 8 of them all got together one night and just had a great time. So now they're alternating doing that in each resident's apartment once a week. So yeah, so like every 2 months my mom will host one. So she's having a great time. She's loving it, which I'm happy about. Oh, the most exciting part for Christmas, my poor husband. My poor husband. 'Twas the week before Christmas, and all through the ranch nothing was stirring except Donkey Bull. We call him Donkey Bull because when he's calling for the female cows, he sounds like a freaking donkey, okay? It's not normal. He brays like a dang donkey. It's just weird. So we call him Donkey Cow. He is on my mother-in-law's place. So ever since my father-in-law passed away, my husband and one of his other brothers have been taking care of the property for my mother-in-law. Well, he goes out to feed them one day, right before Christmas. And it's not funny. I mean, it's funny now. We laugh about it now, but it was not funny then. My youngest daughter and I were sitting at home. We were, just chilling out till it was time to go to my niece's Christmas concert. And then my husband calls me. I thought he was just updating me on what was going on, right? I answer the phone and all I hear in a very slurred, distressed voice is, "Help me. Come get me." I jump up off the couch. Mind you, I'm still in my pajamas. I have no bra on. I told my daughter, "If you're coming with me, let's go." She goes, "Can I change?" I said, "Not if you're coming with me." So we get in my car and we drive all the way across the county, which is normally like a 45-minute drive. I made it in 20. I was daring a cop to stop me. I was just like, "Stop me, because then you can be my police escort to the hospital." because I had no clue what happened. So I told my daughter to call him to see if he was okay, and that's when he told us he got kicked in the head by the bull. That just freaked me out even more. So we're rushing there, and we get to him, and he's sitting. My in-laws, now just my mother-in-law, has a travel trailer parked out there that they would stay in when they'd go out to take care of the animals, to do farm stuff. And so he's sitting in front of the travel trailer holding a Starbucks double shot espresso can of coffee to his face because it was the only cold thing he could find. So we load him up, drive to the local hospital, which is a little ways away. And he explains to me, I mean, his face, he's got blood all over the side of his face, right at his eye. And I'm like, you're going to the hospital. He hates going to hospitals. He's a man. He don't need to go to a hospital. He's a fireman. EMT. He knows when something's serious or not. I wasn't taking no for an answer. It was too close to his eye. It was his face, for Pete's sake. He got kicked by a bull. We're going to the hospital. So we get to the emergency room. He's staggering in. I tell the girl at registration, my husband got kicked in the face by a bull. Language is upcoming. She said, oh shit. And then apologized. I was like, nope. I said the same thing when I found out what happened. And she's like, I'm sorry. That's very unprofessional. I'm like, it's all right. I said the same thing. And then she calls to the back, I guess to the nurse's station or whatever, and says, yes, we have a man here who has been kicked in the face by a bull. All I hear her say is, yep, that's what I said too. Normally when we go to this hospital, it's you know, a country hospital. Not my first pick, but, you know, I figured if it was serious, they could helicopter him to San Antonio. Anyway, this nurse comes in, takes him back immediately, lets me go, thankfully. I was worried with, you know, everything that's going on that I wouldn't be able to go back with him. As we walk through the double doors back to the emergency room, she goes, we're calling it. I'm like, oh crap, this is serious. Okay. Obviously, he got kicked in the face by a bull. Of course it's serious. Come on. And so we get into a room, and next thing I know, there are 7 nurses, techs, whatever, in the room with us. They're all looking at him. And then the doctor comes in and starts asking questions about what happened and everything, and, you know, asking if he was passed out. And he's like, I don't know. I was on the ground when he kicked me. I was on the ground when I got up. I don't know. And the doctor's feeling around his face and everything. And he goes, well, I think we got lucky here. I think he just grazed you because there's no broken bones. I kid you not. And I understand. They don't get a lot of trauma there because it is just a small country. You'd think with it being country, they'd get a lot of trauma. But you could see the faces fall because they were, you know, all right, you know, head trauma, gore, broken bones. It's going to be awesome. This is going to be fun. This is what we've prepared for. And when the doctor said, I think we're going to be okay. We're going to do an MRI just to check. But I think you got lucky on this one. All their heads just fell. And one by one, they started leaving the room. Sad that they didn't have a major head trauma to work on. Oh, it was even funny at the time because I knew they were just heartbroken. But, so got an MRI. He was fine. Nothing wrong inside the head. Then Christmas Day comes about. Now, mind you, 7 years ago, he had major back surgery. He has 2 plates and 7 screws, 8 screws. I don't know. He's Iron Man. Okay. He's got plates and screws in his back. Work-related accident. Work didn't pay. We had to. Anyway, that's a whole nother story. So, we're very careful about his back because, you know, we don't want to go through that again. That was hell. No. I don't recommend. No. And so, it's Christmas Day. We're at my brother's house. He has a 12-year-old. I don't think she's 13 yet. I think she'll be 13 this year. 12-year-old and a 10-year-old. Or is it 13 and 11? I don't know. Anyways, they're almost exactly 2 years apart. There's like 4 days separating their birthdays. And I'm very close to my nieces. Unfortunately, my brother's wife died right after giving birth to his second daughter. So my husband and my family and I have been a huge part in my niece's life. We helped my brother basically raise them the first year while he collected himself. And so, we're very close to them. They love their Uncle Dwayne. Uncle Dwayne is a firefighter. He's tough. He's a farmer. They see him lift all these heavy things at the farm and everything. So, well, we're all sitting around talking. I didn't see it happen. I just saw the aftermath because I'm talking to the family. And all of a sudden it just went silent. And I looked around and my husband is on the floor and my niece is holding his chair. And all she's saying is, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Because she realized it wasn't as funny as she thought it was going to be to yank his chair out from under him as he was going to sit down. Yeah. His back's okay. Wrist that he caught himself with on the tile floor, not so much. Refused to go to the hospital. Why? In his words, I've already been to the hospital this week. I'm not going again. I'm like, all right, fine. Be a man. Be that way. So, we got through the rest of Christmas Day. You could tell he just wasn't feeling good. Him and my niece talked it over because, you could tell he was not happy about that whole situation. And she kind of went and locked herself in her room because she felt so bad. Sorry about the bouncing. And so I went and talked to her, and then he went and talked to her, and they were okay. We get home. I get him a wrist brace to wear and try to talk him into going to the hospital again. He refuses to go. He says it's just sprained. I'm pretty sure it is broken because I'm pretty sure it's still broken because if he doesn't wear his brace and he does something, it hurts. But he didn't want to put a cast on because if he went to work with a cast on, they'd put him on light duty. And he refuses to do light duty. So, yeah. It was a very interesting holiday season. Death. Kicked in the head by a bull. Broken wrist. Yeah. All fun and games till somebody gets hurt. So, but he's back at work. He was working an overtime today. He went to work yesterday and he won't get home till tomorrow. So, yeah. I have started a part-time job. It was supposed to, right now what I'm doing, I'm working 2 days a week for our church. I'm learning some of the things that I will need to do if the girl who works there, because as long as we've been here, there's always been 2 ladies in the office. Well, the lady who's been there 33 years has finally decided to retire. She's 77. She needs to retire. I mean, she's still very capable in her mind, but, and body. I mean, she's 77. Her hips give her problems. But, I'm sorry. At 77, I think you deserve to retire. So she's retiring. And so, the other lady who works in there, feels that she can handle it on a day-to-day basis by herself. But, she needs somebody that they can trust and rely on to fill in for her for vacations. And that's where I come in. So I've been going in the last couple of months trying to learn the ropes, figure out what the heck I'm doing so that she can take vacations when she needs to. So there's that. So yeah, I'm supposed to just be going in 2 days a week. There's been a couple of weeks where I've gone in every day. Of course, it's, the holidays. Things are busy around the church during the holidays. So I figured that's why that was. But, trying to see how far down I need to go. 1 extra space. Okay. Oh, wait, I need to cut this. I think I've gone over it enough. Just sitting here talking to y'all, not thinking about what I'm doing. Okay. And yes, I leave my tails long. if I run out of thread, I can floss, whatever, I can go to the store and buy more. It's okay. I'm not going to play chicken. And so, anyway, so that's been our holidays. So yeah, I think that's really all I have to update you on. I hope everyone had a great and wonderful holiday. I hope everyone's New Year. I don't know. Things are starting to shut down again. I'm not real hopeful, but let's just hope 2022 gets better. And, you know, one of these years, hopefully by the time my husband retires, things will go back to normal. Is that even a word anymore? I don't know. All I know is I'm tired of all my crap getting canceled. My husband's like, well, we'll just go ahead and rebook. And I'm like, no. My brain can't take any more of this getting prepared for everything and then it getting canceled. We'll just wait until you retire. We'll just do small trips. Nothing big. I'm over it. I'm tired of it. My brain, my heart, my soul can't take any more rejection. It just can't. So, anywho, that's all there is to that. Perfect end. I'm at an end of my stitch line. So, I'm going to mark my threads over here. I'll show you. Oops, hold on. No, let me mark these. And then I'll show you, in case nobody knows what Pattern Keeper is, I'll show you Pattern Keeper. Let me finish this stitch. Plant for my next one. And then, so I got 3 rows of my eye done in 27 minutes. It'll go faster when I'm not talking. Hold on, I'll show you Pattern Keeper. So this is my setup for when I'm stitching. Most times I'm in the living room stitching, but I just felt like stitching at my table today. So I have my extra light here. I have my magnifying glass with a light. This is where my phone was sitting while I was recording. So this is what I have done. I have part of the books done. I had this in a Q-snap, and I decided since this is going to be my main piece to work on, I took my Heaven and Earth designs off my scroll rods and put this on here. So now I can go through and finish this because this is basically where the Q-snap stopped, so I couldn't quite finish the books. So I'm working on Magic right now. Why does that look like 2 different colors? No, it's the same color. It's just the light. Okay. And then this over here is Pattern Keeper. So let me turn this light off. Okay. So now it's not glaring. So this is Pattern Keeper. This is my Samsung Nook. And this shows, you can see what all I have done. Okay. So that should match up to that. And it does. Okay. So, which I love that. Okay. And then when you zoom in, and I'm just going to zoom in to a little part, you can see here, this is the C that I'm working on. And then you come up here and you click on this little magnifying glass. And this is the symbol I'm working on. And so it highlights it. So I know exactly what I'm working on. And when I'm done with that stitch, I come over and I tap it. And you see how it put that little box around it? That's how I know the stitch is done. And when I'm done with all the stitches I want to do, I click on this little box and it marks it off as done. So now I'm going to click on that little box again. I'm going to frog that because I didn't actually do that stitch. And that's how Pattern Keeper works. Move back over to the little arrows and scroll out. And you can still see I have it still highlighted. So you know I still have all these little pieces up here to do, and I have this to do. So yeah, that's Pattern Keeper. This is how I have my floss. Oops, it's my chocolate, don't judge me. This is how I have all my floss stored for the project. I have them in these little bags that I've showed you before with the numbers on them, and they all fit in this little box. And so when I need something, I just thumb through. Hi, I see you. I just thumb through and find I have them in numerical order. So yeah, that's what I'm working on today. I hope everyone has a great day. Happy New Year. And I'll see you next time. Bye.